Okay, what we're going to do now is step number 1. So in your bag that you have all the components in, you'll have these, which are microchip holders. Now, we don't actually solder the microchips in, we solder microchip holders in. And there's a reason why, but I'll explain in a minute. But anyway, you can see one of them is slightly bigger than the other. You can see one has got more holes on. So what we're going to do is we'll solder in the smaller one first, the 14-pin one. So just place it on there, and it should fall in the hole. Like that. Turn it over, and we're going to solder this flat down on the table like that, so it doesn't fall out. And the first two to solder are the two opposite corners, so it won't fall out. So clean the tip of the soldering iron on the sponge. Now, there's a technique to this, and this is why I've asked you to do it in pairs. So, we okay for the top? So, yeah, so if you put the soldering iron on for about 3 seconds, and then the solder from the other side. Like that. And then, like I said, do the opposite corner, which is this corner down here. 1, 2, 3, and solder from the opposite direction. Like that. And then just fill the rectangle full of solder. And once you've done that, you're able to take it up, and it should stay in place. Place it in the stand, like that, and then you can solder the remainder of the other connections as well. And once you've done that, step number 2 is solder the jack socket in place. Now, this is the jack socket here. It's got 5 connections on. Make sure that's connecting up nice and straight, and it goes in there. And this allows you to download the program to it. So put it in the holes there, and you'll notice that it will click when it goes in place, if you listen. So as soon as that clicked in, you're able to solder it and it won't fall out. So just to recap, solder the opposite corners on the 2 chip holders, and then solder the jack socket. The rest of the resistors and things like that you've got on here are pretty straightforward. Just make sure you get the right resistors in the right holes.